You're not bored. You've lost your emotional role. You have time. Nothing urgent is happening. No one is asking for help. No crisis needs your attention. This should feel peaceful. Instead, you feel strangely empty. You open different apps without wanting anything from them. You walk into another room and forget why. You tell yourself you are bored. But boredom may not be the real problem. Sometimes, what you miss is not excitement. You miss the emotional role that used to tell you who to be. Maybe you were always the person people called. The fixer. The listener. The responsible one. Perhaps your days were organized around another person's moods. You knew when they were upset before they said anything. You knew how to calm them, encourage them, or prevent the next argument. Even if the role exhausted you, it gave each day a shape. There was always something to monitor, something to repair, someone to protect. An emotional role is the position you learn to occupy inside a relationship or group. These roles are not always chosen consciously. They develop through repetition. A behavior receives attention, safety, approval, or belonging. The brain learns, this is how I stay connected. Over time, the role becomes less like something you do and more like who you believe you are. Then, when the role disappears, you do not simply lose a task. You lose the structure that organized your emotions. That loss can feel like boredom. But underneath it, there may be grief, uncertainty, and a temporary loss of identity. Visual, abstract brain animation scanning an empty landscape. The brain is a prediction system. If your identity was built around responding to others, your attention became trained to search outward. This outward scanning provides a continuous stream of goals. Each problem produces tension. Solving it produces relief. That relief activates the brain's reward system and strengthens the behavior. When the need disappears, the reward loop disappears with it. Ordinary life can then feel emotionally flat. Not because it contains nothing. Because it does not produce the intensity your nervous system learned to recognize as meaning. The first step is to name the role that disappeared. Ask, what emotional job was I performing? This works because emotional labeling turns a vague state into a recognizable pattern. The second step is to separate the role from the qualities beneath it. The role ends. The quality remains. The third step is to rebuild internal signals. Begin with smaller signals. What gives you a little more energy? What do you enjoy when nobody praises you? The fourth step is to tolerate low-intensity meaning. But meaning does not always arrive as excitement. Sometimes it arrives as gentle attention. The fifth step is to create relationships where you have no fixed job. Notice what happens when you are simply present. Let the awkwardness remain. The absence of a script does not mean the absence of a life. But a role is not the same as a self. A role tells you what others require. Perhaps it is the first moment of your life that is no longer asking you to perform.